Aaron Rodgers is not done with the NFL world, as he went on to sign a contract with the Steelers for the upcoming season after being let go by the Jets. It was the perfect time to land Rodgers as Pittsburgh ended with OTAs and headed into minicamp. The question that we need to receive an answer to right now is, will he fit in the system of the Steelers? And more importantly, how much football is there left in the body of the 41-year-old? There are not many quarterbacks in the world of the NFL that can brag with the resume of Rodgers. After being present for 20 years in the league, he decided that a third franchise might be a refreshment at this stage of his career. The veteran four-time MVP is set to play for at least one more season after agreeing to join the Steelers after passing all medical checks. He would be the starting quarterback of the team, and it's likely to be a massive boost for his confidence considering how the Jets' stint turned out to be. At a certain point, Rodgers was even contemplating retirement, but with offers coming from the New York Giants as well as the Minnesota Vikings, it seems like he found his home with the Steelers. He was released by the Jets after a disappointing second season with the team, as the first one had gone in the shadow of the Achilles tendon injury that he suffered. Pittsburgh, however, seems like a different type of team right now, and one in which Rodgers could definitely show the NFL world that he is far away from retiring. So what is the financial burden of signing Rodgers on a one-year contract? According to the team insider Jerry Dulac, it seems like this trade made a lot of sense from a financial point of view, hence the motivation by the Steelers to actually pursue it. In an X post, Dulac wrote that money was never the issue, and the team knew that they would secure the services of Rodgers for less than $20 million for the 1 year they've signed him. Of course, the financial confirmation is yet to come from the league's official reports, but the number might even be less because Rodgers himself squashed these rumors when addressing them at the Pat McAfee show on ESPN. It makes a lot of sense that the Steelers committed to Rodgers because with the new superstar wideout in DK Metcalf as well as a revamped offense, the Pittsburgh team hopes this is the move that will launch them into the long-awaited postseason success. We do know that the fans have mixed feelings about Aaron Rodgers, but what we also know is that while he was still with the Packers, he was asked what grit means to him. To this, the response of Rodgers was, "It means you're from Pittsburgh. That's what's been ingrained in me since I was a second-year player in the league. I've been surrounded by Pittsburgh people. Everybody from Mike McCarthy to Tom Clements to Ben McAdoo, Dom Capers, Darren Perry, and Frank Signetti. A lot of Pittsburgh people, and all they talk about is just toughness. Pittsburgh grit." The Steelers allowed both of last season's starters, Wilson and Fields, to move on, and it seems like with their door open, their patience paid off. And it was a calculated move by Pittsburgh. They brought in backups in Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson, and the only other quarterback they had at their disposal was Will Howard. Rodgers is definitely an upgrade at this point, at least from the experience point of view, and at one stage in his career, he had the best career quarterback rating. In the past 2 full seasons, however, Rodgers' production has dropped, primarily because of the Achilles tendon injury back in 2023, and it made the other teams question whether he can be back to the levels we know he can perform. According to Stephen A. Smith, this is a massive move, and it will definitely have bigger implications once the NFL season starts. Talking about it during the first game of the NBA Finals, Smith said that he couldn't feel better at this moment as a Steelers fan, further adding, "I feel great. Do you understand that the last 2 years of Big Ben Roethlisberger, God bless him, Hall of Famer, we love him. 2 Super Bowl titles, we love Big Ben Roethlisberger, but we wanted him gone? And since that time, what have you had if you're a Steelers fan? They gave you reason to question whether a quarterback position should exist, with how bad some of their quarterbacks have been." The situation in the Steelers regarding the QB position hasn't been precisely the best. This has been pointed out by Smith as well. According to the well-known analyst, Rodgers is precisely what the team needs at this point, and they couldn't have nailed the trade better even if they wanted to. Elaborating further on this and concluding his thoughts on the Steelers-Rodgers trade, Smith said, The Steelers were stuck with Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. Nah, that is not what we needed. You needed the bad man, and we're going to treat Aaron Rodgers like he's a bad man because the brother can play. He's got DT Metcalf, he's got Pat Freiermuth, and on top of it all, guess what? He is not any of the dudes I mentioned. There's upside. What do the experts say on this trade? According to Seth Walder of ESPN, it would be a good move for Pittsburgh if Rodgers would play for the $10 million that he said he'd play for. Even though there were good alternatives at the draft for the quarterback position, Shadir Sanders fell to day 3, but Pittsburgh passed on him at number 83 and then again at number 123. Still, all things considered, Rodgers is viewed as a low-risk, high-reward player because of the contract that the Steelers managed to pull with him. The Steelers were in a slump, and they had to try something to get out of it. This was commented on by Jacob Kamenker, who graded the trade as a very good one. It wouldn't be fair to take a shot at them for trying out a deal with a future Hall of Famer. So I guess everyone who knows a little bit about football is considering this trade a win-win situation for both sides. It's an interesting turn of events because during his time with the Packers, Rodgers defeated the Steelers in Super Bowl 45 by a riveting score of 31-25 in Texas. Now, 15 years later, Rodgers is representing the team he once celebrated a huge victory over, which is truly an interesting point of view when it comes to the NFL's future. Rodgers will have a big mission in front of him: prove to the world that he is worthy of being a starting quarterback and prove to the Jets that they were in the wrong to dismay him and to go in a new direction. After all, I highly doubt he lacks motivation. He decided to not retire and to continue playing at the highest level possible, but there is a bigger pressure growing in the background: the perfect record picture of Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. The fans believe that because of Rodgers, Tomlin is going to experience his first losing season. So far, Tomlin's record, which has been 183 wins and 107 losses, as well as 2 ties in the regular season with the Steelers, stands as a strong statement when it comes to his experience in NFL coaching. Whether we like it or not, Rodgers will face a lot of backlash if the Steelers start to lose games or to spiral out of control, but at the same time, if they manage to find even more chemistry from the next season onwards, you can pin that on Rodgers. With all this in mind, do you think that the arrival of the infamous quarterback will make the Steelers a better team? And more importantly, do you think Rodgers still has some football left in him after the Achilles tendon injury back in 2023? Let us know in the comments below, and once you do that, make sure to click on the video that appears on your screen right now.